We'll start it now then, yeah?
Right.
Am I in the middle of the screen? That's in the middle.
In between your two statues.
Sad, aren't I? Okay. Ready? Here we go. Hello everyone, welcome back to Frag Chat with me, Smelly, and
Point at yourself first, me, Smelly.
With me, Smelly, and her,
Smurfy.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Claire, and welcome. So normally we'd be sat on the sofa together, of course, because of the obvious reason we can't do that at the moment. So we're doing it live via satellite link up, hence the Claire's earphone there, just like on the news nowadays. So welcome back to a special first episode of Frag Chat that we've ever done this way, and we've got a fun topic today, two fun topics. So we're going to be talking about two each inexpensive fresh fragrances, all of which are a little bit under the radar, I think it's fair to say. And they're all, I think we're going to just say they're all unisex, the ones we've picked. I know my two are, and I'm pretty sure Claire's will be too. And we're also going to have a look at two relatively recent releases from Haramain, which are very interesting, and both of which were sent to me very kindly for free by the company. So, Claire, first of all, looking good. I like the top there.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's summery, so yeah.
Very perfect for this time of year when things are beginning to warm up, and we do have some spring blossom out now, don't we?
Definitely.
So that's been some nice weather this week. So shall we dive into the subject at hand?
Yes.
Actually, no. First of all, drink of the night.
Okay, right. It's not going to be too much of a surprise for many people. It's actually a slight twist on the usual theme because it's a Pepsi Max with cherry, Max with cherry, and some vodka.
Lovely.
And it's a Smirnoff.
Smirnoff today, because you often have the Russian one. And it was that because the supermarket had run out of normal Pepsi, or you just fancied a change?
I can't remember.
Okay.
It may have been that. Or maybe they just had normal diet Pepsi and not Pepsi Max. And I tend to prefer the Pepsi Maxes over the diet Pepsis. So it might be that.
Okay, got it. I'm afraid my drink of the night at the moment is water. So let's see. I don't think
it'll be teetotaling it.
I probably will have a drink a little bit later, but I haven't started yet. I'm going to have dinner after this, so I'm going to do it that way. Have you had dinner already?
Yes, I did a chicken bake. So I got some skinless thighs, and I baked the thighs with loads of veg, broccoli, cauliflower, and some other veg, some onion, and then just a little bit of cheese on top, and just baked the whole lot together. It's actually come out really nice.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I wish I could have tasted it. It sounds good. Okay. All right. Let's get into the subject matter then. So, of course, it's as we film this, it's April, spring coming, and of course, many of us want to wear fresh fragrances at that time of year, or maybe floral ones. So we picked out two really good, reasonably inexpensive ones each. So, Claire, what's your first pick?
Okay, then I'll go for. So yeah, I know you said inexpensive, but I'm only joking. I'm winding you up. Dan already said they've got to be inexpensive, so I'm winding you up. It's not really neurological to be
okay.
So yeah, my first one I'm going to go for. It's not mega cheap, but you can pick them up for about £45 if you look.
Yeah.
And it's Terracotta Le Parfum by Guerlain, which I know you like. I happen to know for a fact you like. And it's a super floral in a very tropical island kind of way. So it's got about 4 different florals. It's got ylang ylang, a jasmine, tiara flower, and I can't remember the other one. And it's got musk, and here comes a cat, and it's got vanilla and coconut, and it's just a really lovely, sunny, tropical island kind of fragrance. So it's super fresh, super fresh.
Totally agree with you on that one. Yeah, it's getting. I'm not sure if they still make it because it seems to be getting a bit harder to find. But as you say, you can still pick it up for pretty good prices. I found one for on a brand new, unused one for about 40 something, and you can occasionally pick it up on eBay if you're lucky.
Yeah.
So there's a funny story about that, but we might come back to that later. And we both really like that kind of jasmine. Ylang ylang, those kind of notes that they sometimes throw in for that sort of
and I think there's some citrus elements in it. I'm sure there's bergamot in the opening, which gives it a bit of a hit of freshness.
It's got citrus, but it's mainly the florals that really make it special, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Which is fun because so many of the freshy choices we would come out with, it's always going to be citrus and whatever.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that different thing. So we reckon totally unisex, although very much marketed at ladies, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. As long as, if you're a bloke, as long as you're happy carrying off a floral, then it's absolutely fine. It's a bit like that. What's that? Is it Bortnikov?
Yes. Bortnikov Amber Cologne.
Yeah, it has similar vibes to that without the slightly animalic. Was it animalics in there? But
that one actually is probably one of the Bortnikovs that doesn't have anything musky or animalic, but that's like the expensive niche upscale version of a very similar kind of thing. But the Guerlain one is certainly doesn't smell in any way low quality. And just let us have a quick look at that bottle again because it's rather fetching, isn't it?
Isn't it just? It's got a gold. Sorry about the light. It's got a gold plaque there.
Yep.
And nothing on the back really, but yeah, it's nice.
It's really good.
So fitting lid.
That's always helpful. It's always good when reviewers are very focused on whether you can pick the bottle up by the lid.
It's so important.
It's like a huge issue, isn't it?
Who cares what it smells like? It just matters if you can pick it up by the lid.
Exactly. Oh, speaking of other things than how it smells, performance, probably not amazingly.
Yeah, it's not the best. I would say if I was wearing that for the day, I would probably take a decant out because I would probably, by 4 or 5 hours, I'm going to feel like respraying to get it to start to project again.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Not the biggest performer ever, but I'm very forgiving these days. I'm more interested in how things smell, and you can always spray a bit more when you've got as many gallons of juice as both of us. Exactly. So, is it my turn?
It is, yeah.
Okay. Now, this is actually one that Claire gave this to me. I bet you've totally forgotten. It was something somebody swapped and bought something, and I think somebody just threw it in when they sold you, or maybe swapped with you something else.
Okay.
And it's a really, really nice fragrance. Again, I'm not sure that it's in production anymore, but it's definitely out there, and you can get it for really good prices. I think I wrote the price down, but I'll come back to that anyway. And it is Chic for Men from Carolina Herrera.
God, yeah.
Do you remember? So I suddenly rediscovered this one a little while ago.
Okay.
And it's really, really good. So I think, definitely Claire gave this to me a few years back, and it's a really nice, fresh fragrance. It has got citrus in it, but again, like the other one, it's not really noticeably predominantly a citrus fragrance. It's a little bit spicy and very fun and playful and different. And I've written the notes down, I hope, on here. So it was released in 2003, so way back really. And you can pick up 60ml, I found on one website for £22.99, which I think that was on eBay actually, but it was like a brand new one. I assume it was a legit seller. And it was actually Carlos Benaim, Rosendo Mateo, and Jean-Marc Chalian who collaborated. And it's actually got mandarin orange, bergamot, watermelon, cardamom, lemon, cinnamon, pepper, sandalwood, tonka bean, amber musk and cedar. So it's got this little bit of spiciness about it, and this sort of slightly watermelon. You can pick up this slightly almost what's the word with watermelon? The unique sort of seaside fruity spirit of the watermelon comes through, I think, from this one. So it's really fun and playful and different, and it is, as the name says, a rather chic and versatile scent, definitely for men or women, I think, and great prices when you do stumble across it. But I think it's
anything like Creed Millesime Imperial, just because of the watermelon. People might want to know that.
Yeah, that's a good point. They have that note in common, but there's so many other things that are very different. I don't think that it's much similar to that one. So I know, Claire, you're not a big fan of Millesime Imperial, are you?
Nope.
Doesn't work for you, but I think you were okay with this. You thought it was okay.
I thought it was okay. Yeah, it was maybe a little bit sweet.
Yes,
from
I
memory,
guess it's
but
fair
we're
to
going
say
back
that it
years,
does.
aren't we?
Hey.
We're going back quite a few years since I smelled it.
Yeah, that was ages. Yeah, it's been sat there unloved a bit, but occasionally I do go through a spell of rediscovering how much I like it. So really good choice, I think, for men and women, and really nicely priced. Bit of a boring bottle, and there's so many others from Carolina Herrera that have been sort of hyped up now that people probably overlook it, but I think it's worth a go. So
interesting choice there. I don't think anyone would be expecting that one.
That's what I was going for.
I certainly wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly. Now, so back to you.
Right then. Okay. So this one's a bit cheaper this time, and it's called Over and Over. Try and get you to see that. Over and Over. It's by Lush. Lush Gorilla Perfumes. That's a 30ml, £19 on Lush's website, Lush UK. And this is a lime fragrance predominantly. It's a very zingy, zesty green lime with bergamot, but it does have an undercurrent. It's got orris in it. It's actually real orris in here. So imagine that's a £20 fragrance. It's got real orris in it. And that's something that Lush do, is they put very expensive ingredients in their perfumes, and they're generally quite affordable. This is a musky, so it's zingy, fresh, but it's also musky and clean. And it's really nice. It's not the biggest, best performer because it is very fresh. It's very volatile, but you're still going to get 4 or 5 hours out of it. And it's super, like, zingy, you know, like kind of like, you know what I mean? It's slightly bitter, like. You know
okay, I know. Yes, I know what you mean. There's probably a word for that, but I think your expression says it best. Yeah, it's that kind of citrus. Okay, biting or arresting, or yeah. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I actually
very natural smelling. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I want to try that now because I love a bit of lime.
I think you'll like it, yeah. It's not like, so going back to comparing fragrances to Creed fragrances, obviously the famous lime fragrance from Creed is Virgin Island Water.
Yeah.
But this is not as sweet as that, and this doesn't obviously have any coconut. This is more, I guess this feels really very natural, very bright and zesty and almost soliflor lime. There are other things in there, but it's very lime centric and almost like the zest, the outside of the lime. That makes sense.
That sounds good. I want to try that. Yeah, definitely.
And I think
yeah, Lush ones tend to smell really different to anything else out there. They've got their own unique thing, and like you say, some of the ingredients they use are pretty unusual, and in many cases, in that they're very natural and high quality. So, yeah. Good stuff. Is it my turn again?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. So here's one from a house that I know Claire likes, and this I'm going to go with Eau de Fleur de Cedrat from Guerlain, and it comes in one of these lovely bottles, which I absolutely love. I wasn't sure if you was
going to get your cock out then. What's the one you've got? This cocked.
I haven't got that one.
Have you not got that one?
No, I'm afraid we can't show you that one because Eau de Cologne de Coq.
That's the one, yeah.
Another one that it seems Claire was hoping it was going to be that, but unfortunately, I don't actually own that one. It's the whole Les Eaux series come in these kind of bottles, and they're all rather fresh. There's Eau de Guerlain, there's that one, there's Eau de Cologne Imperial, so many different ones. This goes back to 1920, and it was Jacques Guerlain, the perfumer, who was the man doing the perfumes back then. And I found this one, and I think I probably bought it there a couple of months ago. I can't remember. £35 ish online. I think it was Notino in the UK. The only notes I could find listed are bergamot, lemon, and citron. Somewhere else, actually, it did say cedar, and it's not great in performance. So if you're really into that, this is going to disappoint. But it's if you like lemony citrus fragrance smells, this has a really very, very natural, very as you said, it has that kind of that sharpness about it. Almost like if you've just opened a lemon or an orange, and the I don't know, they call it the pith, don't they? The white bit in between the skin and the flesh there's that kind of bitterness or something that's really natural. And of course, if you want something to last ages, very natural citrus. Yes, we don't have Viagra for fragrances. If we had Viagra for fragrances, then I'm sure then they put it in all of them. But
we could invent that. We'd be onto a winner.
Yeah. Oh, well, it probably is. Yeah.
ISOE Super kind of does it, but
Sorry.
ISOE Super kind of acts a bit like a Viagra. The problem is it can take over.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll think about that thought there, viewers. While I try and rediscover where I was. So basically, I think if you have very natural, high quality smelling citrus oils, then that smell doesn't last very long, no matter what you do. So if you want something really long lasting, you have to go for like a Mancera lemon line or something, which is a bit more synthetic smelling, but has good performance. This one, superbly natural citrus, puts a smile on your face. It's not going to last that long, but the quality of the actual smell is right up there. And of all of the Guerlains that come in these bottles, this is the one that just literally smells like oranges and lemons. The others have a bit more complexity, but sometimes I'm in the mood for this. And this evening was one of those times. So that's my second choice.
And sometimes, if it's, as long as it makes you really happy, you don't mind if it's a bit short-lived, do you?
No, exactly. These eau de cologne style things really were designed to be that way. And I think the company on their website said this is a very subtle fragrance. So for some people, that's okay. And it's like one of those fresh out of the shower, you're going to get that moment of happiness when you spray it. And then maybe you have to put something else on if you're going out an hour later or whatever.
Or you wear it purely for yourself, just to give you that moment of refreshment. And you don't particularly want to smell of anything for the rest of the day because you're not that way inclined.
Yeah, or because you're locked down and you can't go out anymore. If that ever happened, this would be really good.
Honestly, I'm wearing shit tons of fragrance.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Just constantly, Okay, loads. So different, one on this arm, one on that arm, different one up here. I don't care that no one gets to smell me.
So that proves that for a lot of us into this hobby, it's really not about the rest of the world smelling us so much. So let us know in the comments below if you've been wearing more or less fragrances or unchanged due to the current situation.
Yeah, I'm interested to know, do you wear genuinely? Some people say, I only wear fragrances for me, and sometimes you think you're bullshitting. Do you wear fragrances just for you, or do you wear them for other people, or are you somewhere in the middle? I guess I'm a little bit in the middle. So if I'm choosing a fragrance and I'm going to a particular event, I'm meeting particular people, I do consider what I wear. So to say that I only wear fragrances for me would be a bit of a lie. But at home, on my own, I absolutely wear whatever I want, and I drown myself in stuff.
Yeah. I can testify that I know you do wear a lot of stuff, at home, or you'll wear stuff on one arm here, and that you're even more so than me. I think you're very much always wearing something, and very often several things at once.
Yes.
I've still been wearing stuff too. Even though I'm not going to see anyone, and for that big trip to the supermarket, I'm going all out now. It's my one chance to impress, so I might as well. All right. That's the suggestions there for freshies. Let us know any inexpensive freshies that you guys recommend down below. We're going to do something else now then. So we've got 2 fragrances from Al
Yes.
Haramain. And we've both smelled a few other things from them in the past. I remember when I first got into making videos, I was very excited when I got L'Aventure, their famous version of Creed's Aventus.
You used to bang on about that all the time.
I did. Those were the days, weren't they? Such happy, simple times. And I still say that's a really, really good option if you're looking for an alternative to Creed's Aventus. And comes in a really nice bottle. So I think that was when they first captured my attention. Al Haramain have been going, I think, since the 1970s as a fragrance house. And so they have quite a history of their own making perfumes, many in a Middle Eastern tradition. And more recently, they have become known for some which are widely regarded as smelling similar to more expensive niche fragrances. And we've got 2 today, which are part of a range that have come out in the last couple of years that come with quite nice boxes, which I will show a very brief clip of, and quite fancy bottles. So we'll start with the one that's aimed at ladies, I think it's fair to say. And this one is Haramain. In fact, I think, yeah, this is just called Haramain. Sometimes they say Al Haramain. Anyway, it's Junoon Rose. So interesting bottle, and hopefully my little clip did the bottle more justice. So shall I just list the notes quickly?
Yeah.
I shall do that, yes. Okay, so we've got a 75ml bottle here. I think the RRP is £70. You may be able to pick it up for slightly less if you shop around. And it was Christian Carbonell who, no, it wasn't, sorry, no, that's the original Junoon. There was an original Junoon. I don't have a perfumer for this one. 2019 release. And we have bergamot, ylang ylang, cherry blossom, powdery notes, heliotrope, rose, amaretto, anchor, tonka, and suede. What do you think about this one, Claire?
I actually think it's really nice. So I've worn it a few times now. I had it on my arm when I went out on my bike ride earlier, and then I've got some more. I've literally just sprayed while you were talking a new fresh one here, and I've got the older one here. And I didn't know the notes. I mean, you told me ages ago, and then I forgot. But I said to you earlier, I definitely get a cherry blossom, because I was saying how my top kind of matches the smell.
Does.
Because it smells cherry-like, but not like a thick, sweet cherry like Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. It's a fluffier, less sweet, less thick, less syrupy, but cherry-esque, floral, powdery, musky thing with the almond, which I love. And the almonds, again, not too sweet or heavy. It's very girly. It's very pink. It's like this top says what this smells like in a way, doesn't it?
It does, actually, yeah.
I think it's really pretty. Yeah, I think it's quite nice.
Yeah, I agree. I've really liked it. It's very, very powdery. It's definitely, I would say, powdery, floral, and with this twist of almond that I find that really nice almond. I think amaretto is the note, but that's a drink that has an almond.
I would say amaretto. I wouldn't say it's a syrupy liqueur-like almond smell. Not to me.
No.
I would say it's more like an almond blossom again, like powdery, light, ethereal, fresh.
Yeah.
Not like a thick liqueur with sugar. You know, it doesn't smell like that to me.
No, I agree. It doesn't smell mega gourmandish or anything like that. But I really like it. And again, just a hint of that kind of the ylang ylang, a hint of some of the things that you might enjoy in the one that you mentioned earlier, terracotta. It has that, it's not very similar fragrance, but it has that airy kind of floral feel that's very pleasant.
This is a lot more mellow. I think terracotta's kind of sharper and fresher.
Yeah.
This is very, it's almost like it's humming off your skin. Very mellow, like very sort of straight, if that makes sense. Whereas, terracotta is kind of sharp. This has this lovely, soft, musky, fluffy cloud around you. And it's deeper.
Yeah.
And it does remind me a little bit. There's a fragrance called Dolce & Gabbana's Dolce Garden. Very well loved. It's an almond, it's an almond floral again, really, and it's
Mhm.
similar-ish, ballpark. But this is like a
Okay.
pink version.
And according to Fragrantica, a lot of people there are comparing it to Amouage's Blossom Love, which neither of us are familiar with,
No,
but which does also have a rather nice pink bottle. So, yeah,
kind of
apparently
makes sense. Yeah.
there's a similarity. I don't know if that's intentional. Can't comment on that. Okay, so we're both fond of that one, and at the price, there's a lot of fragrances other than that you could buy at that price. But it will, if you do agree that it's very similar with the Amouage, it would obviously be coming in at a much lower price than that.
Yeah.
So it could be a really good choice if you like these kind of fragrances. It's pretty decent to have that down around the kind of designer price level. Eau de Parfum, by the way. Oh, did you get any thoughts on performance, Claire?
It seems to last quite well, but I haven't really given it like full proper day's wearing, to be honest with you. But I'm guessing from what I've seen, it lasts quite well.
Okay, perfect. Next up, we have Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. Okay, and again, this is just called Haramain Amber Oud. The company is Al Haramain, but I think this range sometimes they're just saying Haramain. Anyway, Tobacco Edition. Okay, so there've been different iterations of this one. There was Amber Oud Gold Edition, which I do have somewhere, and that's rather good as well. They're very different in smell though. So this one, I will list the notes quickly. So we have. Oh, by the way, 60 mils. I think I found it online for £60 for 60 ml bottle. 2019 release. In the top, you've got ginger, black pepper, cinnamon, and tobacco leaf. In the mid, tonka, clove, star anise, vanilla, cocoa, and incense. And the base notes are dry fruits, woody notes, and black tobacco is a base note. Okay, so I'll ask you what you think first, Claire.
Yeah, I think it's very much a tobacco fragrance. Tobacco, dried fruits takes you to the realms of tobacco vanille, Parfums de Marly Herod. There's one called Rouge Avignon. It's ballpark those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a bit nicer than some of those because I don't get on with Rouge Avignon or Herod too much. They're too heavy on the dried fruits, or they're a bit cloying.
Yeah.
This is not as sweet, and it's not too intense.
Mm-hmm.
It's a musky, sweet tobacco with some dried fruits. I think it starts out quite sort of amouage-y to me, kind of incensey and spicy, and the tobacco's not completely obvious to my nose until a little bit later on. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a good description. I think definitely that I picked up on the similarity that a lot of people are mentioning on online reviews to Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille.
Yeah, that's how it smells in the dry down now. It's really quite close to that now.
It's really got that tobacco note and that mixture of tobacco and dried fruit sweetness. But like you, I definitely agree that it's just a touch kind of fresher and more leafy tobacco feel, and just a little bit less dense and oppressive than I find Tobacco Vanille. Just a little bit too unctuous, a little bit cloying, often an overused word, but Tobacco Vanille I do find by Tom Ford just a bit too cloying for this for me. But this does seem very, very similar to me to that, but I don't think it's completely the same. It's just a little bit more light, airy, and fresher, and perhaps therefore a little bit easier to wear. Or for those of you almost wanted to like Tobacco Vanille but found it a bit much, I really think it could be a good choice. I'm not sure that it would be something I'd rush out and buy myself because I'm just not massively into that type of tobacco dried fruit mixture most of the time.
I'm not normally into that. I wouldn't wear it myself, but actually now I've got the sort of an hour, I think I'm a couple of hours in on the wrist here, and actually it's really nice. If someone was wearing it around me, I would quite enjoy that. The vanilla's really lovely in it, and as I said, and you said, the tobacco's not too thick and rich, and the fruits are not too rich and gooey, and it's actually quite nice. I wouldn't buy it. It's not quite my style of fragrance, and dried fruits are generally a no-no for me. But if someone was wearing that now, once you've got past the first hour or two, where it was quite rich in the opening, and very, as I said, very amouage-y as well, very spicy, very incensey. But now, if someone walked past me wearing that, I would say, wow, that smells really nice. I think they're wearing something very expensive.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't smell like a cheap clone in any way. It's got quality to it, hasn't it? And I actually, while I'm sitting here smelling it, I'm thinking, I would quite like, for a change, to step out of my normal type of thing that I wear. It would be fun to wear this. So, I think definitely if you like those kind of tobacco sweet combinations, this could be well worth a go. And the bottle design quite nice. And I've had it on skin a few times, and it's lasted very well. I do like to test things a bit on paper. I know people think that doesn't tell you a lot, but you can easily tell a bit if it lasts several days when I leave it on a table with other things that I'm trying. It's outlasted a lot of other things. So I think it would be a very strong performer. Again, it's, I believe, an eau de parfum concentration. And so again, a reasonable price, 60ml for £60. You get a very nice presentation. A lot cheaper than, for example, Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, but not an out-and-out cheapy fragrance. So make of that what you will, people.
Just a tiny hint of smokiness in there as well, I'm getting now.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Not full-on smoke, just like a hint, a little breeze of it, which is really quite nice, actually.
I would agree, yeah. It's a very well-balanced version of that kind of tobacco with sweet notes mixture.
Yeah.
And some of them tilt too far in terms of sort of oppressive sweetness or Christmas cake boozy type of accord. So I don't think either of us massively love.
No.
So yeah, we'll give that a thumbs up, but with the qualification that it's neither of our main kind of favourite type of thing that we love, I guess. Right?
Right.
Good.
I think for that genre, I would just say one more thing. For that genre of fragrance, that's probably the best I've smelt to match my taste, actually.
Oh, that's good. Praise indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Okay, well, I guess we're running out of time here. Not that there is actually.
My bladder's telling me that I'm running out of time.
Right. On that note, so there might be a few more Frag chats done this way. What a shame. We hope that soon we'll be able to have a normal one and share a pizza and all that kind of stuff together first, and maybe get a bit more tipsy and all that. But I think we've done all right here, haven't we? Considering
I think we've done all right. Yeah.
Our virtual sofa here has kind of worked okay. I can't sort of pat you on the back there, but, So thank you, thank you for joining us, everybody. Let us know what you thought about the two parts to this video, the Freshies and the Owl Haramains. Have you tried those or any of the other recent Haramain releases? Any parting words, Claire, from you?
I just want to say, and remember, what is it?
Whatever you're doing, whatever we're doing in life.
Right, I'll start. And remember, whatever we're doing in life, let's project.
See you in the next video, guys. Thanks very much for watching.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.